Good morning, beautiful souls. Today we're venturing into lesson 105. God's peace and joy are mine to now accept. So building on that yes from yesterday and reinforcing it. So we'll just take a moment, first of all, to arrive, drop down. Sorry, nearly knocked my glasses over. And just become really present so that we can embody these teachings. And so I invite you to rest your gaze downwards. And this morning, just to take a little bit of time listening to the sounds around you. This is one of the most beautiful ways of becoming present, just to listen actively. And then take a moment with the sensation of sitting. So just noticing the parts of the body that are meeting a surface. And sinking into that surface, knowing you're fully held and supported. And then we'll begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask that love lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth. That we are one, that we are love, and that we are free. And so we release these words and we let it be. Okay, so lesson 105, God's peace and joy are mine to now accept. God's peace and joy are yours. Today we will accept them, knowing they belong to us. And we will try to understand these gifts increase as we receive them. They are not like the gifts the world can give, in which the giver loses as he gives the gift. The taker is the richer by the giver's loss. Such are not gifts, but bargains made with guilt. The truly given gift entails no loss. It is impossible that one can gain because another loses. This implies a limit and an insufficiency. So God's love that is on offer and the happiness and the peace that is on offer is limitless. There is no loss. And I love this comparison because if you have €100 and you give them to another person, then you feel like you're at the loss of the €100 and the other person is at the gain. And this is so different from that because it just keeps increasing and multiplying. And it's always there. There's an endless supply and no one is losing anything. No gift is given thus. Such gifts are a request for a more valuable return, a loan with interest to be paid in full, a temporary lending meant to be a pledge of debt to be repaid with more than what was received by him who took the gift. So simply said, there's often an expectation in our gift giving of some description or to some degree. This strange distortion of what giving means pervades all levels of the world you see. It strips all meaning from the gifts you give and leaves you nothing in the ones you take. So, even sometimes if we're giving from the fullest place in our heart, and for example, the person we give to doesn't say thank you, then there's something that feels like a loss for us because there's an expectation around the giving. So this giving has no expectations whatsoever, this gift of love. A major learning goal this course has set is to reverse your view of giving so that you can receive. For giving has become a source of fear, so you would avoid the only means by which you can receive. Accept God's peace and joy, and you will learn a different way of looking at a gift. God's gifts will never lessen when they are given away. They only increase thereby. So I've said this many times. God's gifts multiply or the math of God, let me get this right. The math of God always multiplies and adds. The math of man subtracts and divides. So we want to be involved with the math of God. As heaven's peace and joy intensify when you accept them as God's gifts to you, so does the joy of your Creator grow when you accept God's joy and peace as yours. True giving is creation. So we're in the act of creativity as we give. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, and love unto itself. It adds to all that is complete already, not in simple terms of adding more, for that implies that there was less before. It adds by letting what cannot contain itself fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away, securing it forever in itself. So it almost seems like a paradox. As it empties out, it becomes fuller and fuller and fuller. And we often hear that in Buddhist terms, actually, of empty mind. An empty mind is a mind that's full of peace, filled with peace. So it's the fullness of all, and it's the emptiness at the same time. Today, accept God's peace and joy as yours. So it's like you're being given this gift and you don't want to say no, thank you. You want to say yes, please. And you want to say thank you so much for this gift. So we want to be in gratitude as well. Let God complete God's self as God defines completion. Or we could say, let love complete love's self as love defines completion. You will understand that what completes God must complete God's child as well. So what completes love must complete love's child as well. Love cannot give through loss. So there is no loss involved here. No more can you. Receive God's gift of joy and peace today, and God will thank you for your gift to God. Today, our practice periods will start a little differently. Begin today by thinking of those brothers or sisters or anyone who have been denied by you the peace and joy that are their right under the equal laws of God. Here you denied them to yourself, and here you must return to claim them as your own. Think of your enemies a little while and tell each one as they occur to you. Peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. So allowing your mind to wander and then to rest on anyone where you feel you have held love back, where you have not given, where you have denied them any offering of love, or just held back in general, So peace and joy I offer to you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. Because, we always say this, we can't be in union with God if we've got a knife in someone's back, if we're holding something against someone, or we're withholding our love from someone. We cannot expect to fully know love, to be in union with love. You thus prepare yourself to recognize love's gifts to you and let your mind be free of all that would prevent success today. Now you are ready to accept the gift of peace and joy that God has given you. Now you are ready to experience the joy and peace you have denied yourself. Now you can say God's peace and joy are mine, for you have given what you would receive. You must succeed today if you prepare your mind as we suggest, for you have let all, bars to peace and joy be lifted up, and what is yours can come to you at last. So everything is removed. All the bars are removed now. So tell yourself, God's peace and joy are mine. Close your eyes a while and let God's voice assure you that the words you speak are true. Spend your 5 minutes thus with the Holy Spirit each time you can today, but do not think that less is worthless when you cannot give the Holy Spirit more. At least remember hourly to say the words which call to your internal teacher to give you what it wills to give and wills you to receive. Determine not to interfere today with what the internal teacher, the Holy Spirit, your divine wisdom, wills. And if another seems to tempt you to deny God's gifts to them, see it as just another chance to let yourself receive the gifts of God as yours. Then bless the other and thankfully and say, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. Yeah, so be on the lookout for where your peace gets disturbed. Be willing to notice where your peace gets disturbed. And as you take a moment or two now to search your mind for those that you have withheld love for, do so with this intention of offering peace to them and joy to them, so that you may be able to experience freedom, to receive your own gifts of peace and joy. So let's take a little bit of time with it. Peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. So closing your eyes down, just allow those to whom you have withheld your love or set bars against to enter into your awareness now. And as they do, offer them peace and offer them joy. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. You can continue with this practice throughout the day as people come into your awareness, continuing to offer peace and love to whoever is there in person, present, and to whoever pops into your mind. Have a great day.